South Africa's future will be decided in its cities. They are where people come in search of work, opportunity, and a better life. But today, our metros are under growing pressure. The City's Economic Outlook 2026 offers a powerful new lens on the performance, pressures, and prospects of South Africa's metropolitan economies. It reveals cities in flux, facing stress, adapting to change, and searching for renewal.
The location of economic centers is a key and pivotal planning tool for local government. Where their businesses are located, where their biggest payrolls are located, and also who is investing in their space. Seed SA was a quest and a request from local government to understand and to map where the economies in their spaces are located, so that they can actually influence their policies, influence their planning, and influence their decision-making in relation to investment. The other thing that was important for us in relation to the establishment of Seed SA is the issue around sharing that data, the anonymized data, the SARS data, with the research community. Research communities play a pivotal role in actually the planning, in actually driving academic discourse, and also giving evidence-based information around a number of issues, the issues of investment, the issues of unemployment, and the issues of poverty, and the issues of small and medium economies. It is also our view that if this data is utilized for planning and for policy and for decision making, it could actually make local government to have a competitive edge to drive the economies, to drive the growth of the country, and to actually invest and be sensitive about where businesses are located. We appreciate our role that we had with SARS and also with Stats SA in making this dream of Treasury to be realistic, to be realized, and to be achievable. Treasury always works in partnership, and Treasury always works in collaborative manner in actually delivering a shared outcome and a shared goal.
For too long, municipal leaders, researchers, and communities have had to plan without a credible picture of where jobs, growth, and investment are actually happening.
Cities are vital to South Africa's economy and long-term prosperity because they make up about 2/3 of formal economic activity and jobs. This reflects the major advantages that stem from economic concentration and proximity for productivity, for innovation and growth. So if cities perform badly or fail, the whole country suffers. Cities are like the strikers in a football team. They play a disproportionate role in the team's success, so they need to be at their best to succeed. Unfortunately, South Africa's cities have been performing poorly in recent years. So we really need to devote more attention to fixing the problems and getting them back up to speed.
South Africa's 8 metros are home to around 4 in 10 people and have absorbed half of national population growth over the past 3 decades. Yet, the report shows metro job growth has slowed and in recent years has lagged behind the rest of the country.
Good day. SARS was motivated to use its data for broader development goals after realizing that our extensive data resources have the potential to create significant positive impact beyond tax administration. We saw an opportunity to contribute to national priorities by unlocking insights into employment trends, business activity, and other economic challenges. By sharing and analyzing these data repositories, SARS can help targeted policy development, foster inclusive growth, and ultimately support the vision of a fairer, more prosperous South Africa. This commitment to collaboration and public good is what inspired us to partner with organizations like the National Treasury and the NHRC, ensuring our data delivers real impact for all citizens.
Using anonymized tax records through the Spatial Tax Panel, SEED-SA, makes it possible to track employment, earnings, firm activity, and spatial change with a level of detail never before available in South Africa.
I'm Talent Ndlovu from the University of the Free State. Being part of this SEED-SA project has been a truly transformative journey for me as an emerging researcher. It pushed me to reimagine economic challenges through the lens of space. And through the project, I began to see how my own study fits into a bigger economic story, like a small piece of a much bigger puzzle. One of the highlights of this journey has been the mentorship. The guidance of the experts I've worked with has certainly strengthened my analytical thinking, and it has taught me how to simplify my complex models and ideas into insights that are easier for people to understand. These skills now equip me to contribute across academia, to public discourse, and to policy conversations. As an emerging researcher, one of your biggest worries is always that, will anyone actually read my work, or will it just sit on a shelf? This SEED-SA project changed that for me. It gave me the confidence that my work isn't just an academic exercise, but it's a practical contribution to a larger national conversation.
From spatial mismatch and inequality to industrial change and labor market access, this work is helping young scholars turn data into insight, and insight into public value. The outlook makes clear just how urgent that task has become.
With increasingly precarious conditions in our cities due to climate change, rising population, and global crises, urban economies and social stability are under pressure. Cities provide economic opportunities while also leaving significant impact on natural resources like land and water. And so without a slew of essential and evidence-based institutional and legislative reforms, we risk perpetual degradation of both quality of life and environment in our urban areas. Reforms enabled by projects like SEED-SA have the ability to improve access to services and also reduce life cycle cost of development, which are both crucial for de-risking existing and future investments by private capital and development finance institutions alike. This further strengthens the national and subnational economies as well. Through such reforms, countries and cities can reduce reliance on external resources and funding as they build stronger multilateral partnerships and local capital. And so more than ever, development partners are leveraging urban reforms as an anchor for delivering sustainable livelihoods and inclusive growth.
Better functioning cities mean more dynamic economies, wider access to services, and a better quality of life. The report makes clear that South Africa's economic outlook depends on stronger city performance and prioritizing urban infrastructure investment and governance.
Well, we've got 257 municipalities in South Africa. They all have more or less the same problems: joblessness, poverty. But how they are going to have to deal with those problems is going to differ from one municipality to the other. And if they have to do so with effectiveness, data becomes important. I've been talking about evidence-based decision-making, and I think that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about data. Without that, I don't think we're going to be nuanced, right? We are not going to be bespoke, because the problems of metropolitan municipalities and problems of deep rural municipalities, for instance, compare Mkhanyakude in KwaZulu-Natal, compare that with Mangaung in the Free State. Compare, in fact, one metropolitan municipality called Mangaung, compare it with Ekurhuleni They are both metropolitan municipalities, but they differ. So how do you make sure that the support that is given to them is bespoke to them? You use data, you use the evidence, and that's what is going to matter.
Granular economic data helps local authorities understand what's really happening on the ground and respond where it matters most. This is the promise of Seed SA.
Look, I think we've been using data already through the Secure Data Facility, Seed SA. Those were the foundations to what's now contributing to the digital transformation of how South Africa uses data, building a new data ecosystem. So I think from what we've learned from our current initiatives, building up to the Mzansi Exchange, where we allow government departments to more easily share data amongst themselves to inform policy making, identify inefficiencies in the system. I think that's definitely where we're headed, which I think has been great and a success for all the programs that have been involved.
A state that can see change clearly is better equipped to respond wisely. The Cities Economic Outlook 2026 is more than a report. It is a call to understand our cities better, to plan smarter, and to place them at the heart of economic policy. Cities in flux. Data for action. A foundation for urban renewal.
Okay, I know this video has been long, but we couldn't let the opportunity go by without thanking each and every one of you for your support for Seed SA. This project really has been a wonderful example of joined up governance from local through to national government, from public entities to the academic community. Thank you everyone for making this journey possible.